Hey, this is Alessia Cara, and you're watching me on the Adam Bomb Show.
Catch! Oh!
I got it.
So we sit down with Alessia Cara on the Adam Bomb Show, and people mess up your first name.
Yes, all the time.
Give me some mess ups. What do they call you?
Alessia, even though there's no X. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Alicia.
And Alessia is such a cool name, and they butcher it.
All the time.
So we promise we're not going to do this.
Yeah.
The first thing I see when we pull up all your stuff on the internet, because it lives there forever, is that you're the anti-party girl. How do you take that, though? Because, I mean, if somebody called me the anti-party guy, I'd think, well, I'm no fun. But you seem like you're fun. It's just in a different way.
Thank you.
How do you take it that way?
Because people are, like, I was reading some of the comments, and they're funny. I hope they're joking, but people are just like, she seems so unfun. And I'm like, I'm not that unfun. I'm a fun person. I just, like you said, have different kinds of fun.
Right.
So, like, I think in those settings where there's, like, people throwing up and the drinking and the dancing, like, that's not for me because I don't do any of that. So it's uncomfortable. And I don't know how to talk to people sometimes. And I just feel kind of awkward. But in other situations, I'm okay. Like, I can talk to you. Like, I'm cool, or I'm fun.
So far. I'm going to tell you right now, you're all right.
Yeah,
I think people are so dramatic on the end.
Yeah,
what do your friends think about so far about what you've put out? Not only musically, but I mean, you are a personality along with an artist now. What do they think about that? That you showing really your point of view? Are they cool with that? Or some of them are like, come on?
They've been more supportive, like, in me than I ever, like, believed in myself. Since the beginning, they were always like, they just believed in me before I even did. So they were just like, you're gonna do it, it's fine. And now that it's happening, they're just like, they make little jokes like, you're a superstar now, you're too busy for us, But
do they really?
Yeah, but they're joking, because they're more busy than I am. When they were at school and I was just sitting at home because I didn't have school. So.
Just wait, though. Just wait. You're gonna get even more busier.
Yeah.
Have they prepared you for this yet?
I mean, a little, yeah. I think they try to ease me into it.
Alessia Cara is on the Adam Bomb Show. I love the story of when you first picked up a guitar and who got you hooked into this music thing. Talk about that, because I really like that story, if it's true from the internet.
The internet says that you picked up a guitar, heard Amy Winehouse, and were hooked. Is that true?
Yes, it is. I saw her rehab video when I was, like, I think 9 years old-ish with my mom. My mom actually called me in and she was like, look at this girl, look at this girl singing. And I was like, oh my gosh, she just, like, was so soulful. And then I looked her up and I saw that she was, like, I saw her other performances on TV and she was playing guitar. And it was just her playing guitar. And I loved that. And I was like, Mom, I really want to, I've always wanted to learn guitar, but I think she just sealed it for me. So I begged my parents to get me a guitar for my birthday. They did on my 10th birthday. And I didn't actually start playing until I was 13.
Really?
Yeah, because, like, I would try, and, like, I would just mess up, so, like, they're like, wait till you're older and we'll get you some lessons or whatever. So I did, took lessons for a couple months, then I stopped, and then I taught myself, like, the more advanced stuff, I guess.
So you've only been playing for 5 years, really?
Yeah.
My gosh. Putting stuff on YouTube, I mean, honestly, you could say that pretty much anybody could get famous anymore without talent. Of course, you have talent. But talk about how hard it is to cut through. There's so much out there. There's so much out on the internet.
There is, especially now. It's like,
how are you able to cut through, do you think, with your music and your personality? Because that's what I call it, honestly. You have to have some personality, and you do. But how do you cut through with all this? Because it seems like a huge task to get noticed.
Yeah, for sure. I think the weird thing about me and my videos is that I wasn't getting noticed. And even though I didn't have many views, I still got discovered by the daughter of the head of my production company. So someone still saw me even though I didn't have many views. So I think, honestly, it was just like, I'm a firm believer in things happening for a reason and in fate and all that, whether you believe it or not, I don't know, but I do. And I just think it was meant to happen, and I think I was meant to do this since I was little. And I didn't even try to post videos, like, to get noticed. I just posted them so I could get used to people hearing me sing, because I was so shy. So I think it just kind of was meant to happen, and you don't have to have, like, 1 billion views to still get noticed. I think if that right person sees you, it just takes one view for the right person to just...
We were just talking about that off the air, like, before you came up, is that there's so many people that can get famous for no reason whatsoever and have no talent.
It's so true.
It's just that one person. Do you think you're nervous still? Do you think you're shy?
Yeah.
Really?
I think I'm getting better as I go, but I'm still kind of,
What do you think the difference is between fans? Because you're from Quebec, right? No, you're not.
I'm from Toronto.
Toronto.
Brampton, Ontario.
Okay, so you're from Canada, obviously.
Yes.
What are the difference between fans there and musical fans and fans in the U.S. from what you've seen so far? Is there any difference, or are they equally crazy up there as they are down here?
I mean, they're equally. I haven't had like any crazy fans yet. All I've really had is just support from everywhere. So I think it was just all equal, like from people in my school that I've never talked to, just saying, you know, you used to sing like at the talent shows and I would watch you, like good job. And like people here that are saying, you know, I'm from this place or this place and I really like your music. Like it's just been like really good energy and good support everywhere. I think equally.
Hey, you're so relatable with the younger audience. Well, let's talk about what's your most hated class in school?
Oh, math.
Is it?
Ooh, hate
what a
it.
waste. Honestly,
So dumb.
taking
Hate it.
geometry and algebra, I've used it none in my
Like,
life.
when have you ever used like tan and cosine? And, like, and all those things, like cosine and whatever those other things are. Hate it.
Can you please do a video about that? Because that'd be great.
Yeah,
That'd be
like
great.
we talk like math rant.
Let's talk about here, because I watched that video, and I think there's a lot of emotion in it, and a lot of you really hammering home in that video. But talk about that video with us.
Okay, well, the day that we actually wrote the song and finished it, I already pictured the video in my head. I don't know. I just had this vision for it, and I really hoped, like I kind of kept it inside and hoped that when the time would come that they would let me kind of say my piece and insert what I wanted to do. And they did. They were amazing. They were just like, what are your ideas for it? And I told them, and they're like, that's the whole treatment. There you go. Just go along with that. So basically I just wanted everyone in the room to be frozen except for me, because I wanted the attention to be on the quiet person at the party rather than having, you know, usually it's like when you're at a party, everyone else is like moving and then the person that's kind of in the corner is unnoticed. And I wanted to flip it and kind of be like, no, this is what the person in the corner is thinking. And also I got everyone from the actual party to be in the video. So they're all my friends. My
Get
family.
out.
Yeah, there's like some cousins that I have that weren't at the party, but I had them in. So it's all my friends and family. And the people, like the guy throwing up and the marijuana people. And they're all the real guys.
Guy throwing up. Hey, can you come over and do that?
Yeah,
That's
I know.
great.
I thought they were going to get so mad at me, but they're cool with it. They're like, yeah, sure. I think when they hear music videos, they're like, yeah, sure. They're like, yeah, sure.
For you to pay attention to that much detail, that's really impressive. Like, I've never heard an artist say, and I'm being totally honest with you, hey, we want to recreate this the best possible way. That's really cool.
Thank you.
I love that. Wow. What do you want to do as an artist this year? Maybe a vague, dumb question, but honestly, what do you want to do this year in 2015?
Oh my goodness. Well, I want to obviously release the album, and I just want, you know, people to like my album. And I think albums are so important, and I really, really want to make a solid body of work and just have people appreciate my album as a whole rather than just like a song on top 40 or whatever. I think albums are really important. So I think accomplishing a good album and good reviews and people just appreciating the music as a whole.
By the way, what's the name of your album coming out?
It's called, I can say it now, it's called Know It All.
Okay, and it's out when? Do you have a date yet?
It's in the fall.
In the
It'll be out
fall?
in the fall, yeah.
What's the last album you listened to?
The last album I listened to, Straight Through?
It could be straight through or in bits and pieces, but you're like, yeah, I really love this album.
I think, well, I just re-listened to Lord's Pure Heroin like a couple days ago.
Did you really?
Yeah, I really love that album. But I think the last album that I listened to for the first time that I loved was probably Broods. They're this band from New Zealand, or brother-sister duo from New Zealand. And I got their album, freaking so good. Love it.
I'll tell you what, Alessia, you are miles ahead of your time. You really are. I mean, just listening to you, and it's so funny that you say that, and I'm going to say something to you, and tell me your reaction. Okay. And you do remind us as a mixture of Lord and Tovlo.
Oh, I love Tovlo, too.
How do you take that, though, when somebody says that to you?
I don't think that they're saying that we're similar, like, musically. I think that they mean, like, similar in, I guess, our views and things like that, which I'm perfectly fine with because I love Lord and I love Tovlo. And I think I take that as, like, a huge compliment. So, yes.
That's great.
All right, last question. What are your friends doing after a party? Because you're the one that's not really into the party, and you have friends like that. But what do you guys do after a party? Do you go to a fast food joint up in Canada? Do you just go home? Do you go on the computer? What do you do?
Well, I mean, I don't know what they do because I always leave early. But I mean, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I think they just, like, sleep over each other's houses. Like, all my girlfriends go over to each other's houses. But, I think when I do stay or when it's parties that I actually enjoy, it's either like sleepover or like watch a movie or Yeah, pretty much it. I honestly just leave early, so I don't know. And when I get home, I'll go to bed.
Damn, real right there.
Very, very
Alessia
fun.
Cara. I love it on the Adam Bomb Show. Thanks for coming by today.
Thank
Good
you
stuff.
for having me.
And the single is here.
So we can break apart to hear me if I seem a little unimpressed with this, an antisocial pessimist.